are here, day 4 of the Speedway Motors Week to Wicked build with classic trucks and the Enthusiast Network. Come a long way in a few days. We've got our truck almost back on the ground.
You're hired. Huh? You're hired. Oh, I can turn on a switch.
The one that we installed?
We've got the engine installed, transmission installed, chassis all together. This morning has been a lot of wiring work, fine-tuning some things. See Ryan there working on the wiring.
It's a performance automatic built in. It's new Speedway motors.
Got the Chevy Performance LS3 nestled in there well.
It's real compact. It doesn't
Vintage
have any
era
problems
front runner system.
clearing the tunnel in the cab.
All installed.
Why should we do?
Steering's a little bit tight, getting around those Hooker exhaust manifolds. Have a support bearing on a custom bracket on the frame there to help us make that transition.
Here, look in the truck. I think there might be one in here.
You know, it'd take me a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, I thought I saw one.
Lunch is here, Ryan.
What?
Lunch is here.
I don't eat.
You don't eat? Oh, come on. Mike Moore, the gear vendor. There you go.
Another look at the triangulated rear suspension.
Live, the next feed will be for Street Rodder. Alex, Alaska, how you doing, man? What are you doing with the old filler cap? I don't know.
AFCO shocks.
We
We've got our underbed fuel tank in place.
I don't know. I think that all might still be in there. Probably be capped off.
Custom temporary gas cap.
Mickey Mouse or something coming out of the cap.
But we've got another cap in the bed now. Bed is sitting close by and may go on later today or tonight. Probably leave it off as we're getting the exhaust built. Gas filler cap for the new tank. And then the rest of the sheet metal waiting to go on. Got the AFCO radiator here waiting to go in. Once the front sheet metal goes back on. Matthew, LS swap the world. Yeah, not so sure. We've had a few people complain about the LS swap, but we really like the idea of something that's just going to be turnkey, easy, reliable, and high horsepower, great torque, all those things. So we know that everybody likes something a little bit different, but for what we're going to be doing with this truck, we felt the LS was a great application. This one's Chevy Performance, 430 horsepower. Got it tied to a performance automatic 4L70E transmission. We used a Holley oil pan to get good clearance here with our Mustang 2 cross member and rack setup. Gonna get you down underneath here so you can take a peek. That's our Speedway Motors bolt together front cross member assembly, and then Mustang 2 suspension components, tubular control arms, Pro Shocks coilovers. And the Speedway Mustang 2 assembly has adjustable upper spring hats, so you can fine-tune the ride height once you get the truck down on the ground. We'll have to show you later today what it looks like sitting down on the ground. The stance is looking really good on this truck. See if we can take a look inside. It's not too dark. We'll find a light here. Shine on the subject a little bit. So we've got Omega gauges, got a quad gauge on one side, Speedo on the other. Speedway Motors tilt column. Shows a chrome one for this. I'll swing around to the other side. You can see the drive-by-wire pedal assembly. We've got painless performance wiring harness and control panel up in there, cleanly mounted. Still a little bit of fine-tuning on the wiring being done. I'll swing around to the other side here. Might as well look at the suspension as we're going past it. Take another look over here. Grab my light. So there's the Vintage Air. That's the Sure Fit condenser setup that fits nicely behind the glove box. They provide a shallower glove box so that you can still get some functionality out of it. Vintage Air controls and vents in a panel that fits underneath the dash. Pretty easy to install. Take a look down under here. Installed a different battery tray, but in the stock location. We've got an Optima battery sitting down there waiting to get connected. Here's kind of the other end of that Vintage Air compressor mounted up here on the front runner system. We'll get a condenser on the front of the radiator once we get the radiator in, hopefully later today. It's the computer for the LS engine hanging down there. We'll find a mounting spot for that soon. Get it tucked up out of the way. Rear end is a Ford 9-inch style, and comes from Speedway. It's got Curry axles in it. Got a 3.50 gear ratio in it. Another quick look at the tank. The tank has an in-tank fuel pump. Come back around here and we can see the lines run from there. We've got a combination filter and regulator mounted over on that frame rail. So we've got a drive shaft on order coming from a local drive shaft shop. We got measured for that this morning, so we should see it tomorrow. Kind of slowly all starting to come together. Still to come is a Impala style steering wheel. Should top off that column nicely. Haven't yet mentioned, I don't think, our rocket wheels. It's an 18-inch, that's the booster model rocket wheel with cast gray spokes. We think it's going to be kind of a nice, a little bit contemporary with the 18-inch size, but somewhat classic looking with the cast spokes and a kind of a clean 5-spoke design. So we've got 18 8s in the rear, 18 7s in the front. Ismail asking if pieces are affordable. You can find the prices on our website. The chassis pieces are all very affordable, kind of relative to what's out there in the market. If you look at speedwaymotors.com /featured/wicked, or if you type in week to wicked on our website, you'll find the page listing all the components that we're using on this build. See if I can back it up a little bit and give you an overall look of where things are at. Plenty of camera and lighting gear to work around here in the shop. We've got it decked out with some Speedway swag too. But getting closer and closer. Today's felt a little bit slower simply because we haven't been moving big pieces around like we have the last couple of days. So yesterday we put the engine and trans in, got the body back on the frame, those sorts of things, and so those make big differences. Today's been a lot of smaller things, wiring and pedals and fine tuning like that. So sometimes that feels a little bit slower, but it's all moving in the right direction, getting us where we need to be going. And it's good to see a lot of the wiring and stuff coming together inside. That stuff is a little bit more time consuming than some other things, and some people find it tedious. We've found that the painless wiring kit has made it as nice as it can be, we think. So that's kind of it in a nutshell right now. Kind of pan around here. See the stuff that's going to have to go back on shortly. And we're looking forward to seeing it come together. So we'll leave it there for now and bring you more as we can. All right, thank you guys.